welcome back to a new video. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for all the love I received on my last video. It really put a smile on my face and I can't thank you all enough for that. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than the content I plan to normally post on this channel in the sense that it's not all vlog style. As you can see, I'm sitting down in a chair in front of a camera, which I have to say is a little bit strange, but we're going to make it through. So today I'm going to introduce you to my pets, or a meet my pets video, whichever one you prefer to call it. My pets are such a huge part of this channel. They were my inspiration for making this channel, and I hope you all can fall in love with them just as much as I have. So without further ado, let's meet my pets. Okay, so the first pet I'm going to introduce you to is my garden snails. I have two garden snails. This is Eclipse, and this is Solar. Solar is the one with the lighter shell, and Eclipse is the one with the darker shell. I've had my snails for about a year or so now, maybe a year and a half, somewhere around there. They are garden snails. I believe I saved Eclipse from being stepped on. I think she was in the road, and I believe Solar was stuck to like the sidewalk, just drying out in the sun. So I ended up picking them up. I had snails at the time, so I took them home to hydrate them, and then I ended up keeping them because I released my other snails because they had actually laid eggs. So I put the eggs and the snails out back into the wild. They eat plants, so it's not like they go out and they have to learn how to hunt or anything. I actually put them on the plant in the garden. And they ended up, I waited till they crawled off, and they just crawled off, and they did what they normally do. But these two snails I ended up keeping just because I thought their shells were so cool, and they were actually, I mean, it's not like snails are not friendly, but these ones actually liked being held, which was kind of cool. So, right now, my snails are currently living in this jar, but it's a little too small for my liking and for theirs. So I am actually setting up a 2.5 gallon fish tank for them. I have some dirt in there right now and one plant, but I have to get a couple more plants for them, and then I'll put them in there. But right now they're in that jar, just for the time being. Fun fact about snails is they are hermaphroditic. So they are both boy and girl, and they can also clone themselves. I actually had a snail a couple years ago clone itself, and it was really, really cool, but they do lay like 20 to 30 eggs at a time, which if they all hatch, that's 20 to 30 baby snails, which was just a little too much for me. So again, I put those snails, the baby snails, after they hatched out into the wild like they would normally go, and I also put the adult snail out as well, because if snails lay eggs, that means they're healthy. The egg laying process for a snail is quite hard. Some snails don't survive it, so if they're not healthy, they won't lay eggs. If they're not happy, they won't lay eggs. It's just, it'd be too strenuous on them if they weren't that healthy. So a sign of a healthy snail is if they're laying eggs. At the same time, there's a lot of eggs, so and you have to put them out. In the wintertime, snails hibernate underground, so you can't put them out in the wintertime. It's between spring, once the temperature, I believe, is over 10 degrees, they come out. Maybe about 7 or 8. But then they come out of hiding and they start trying to find plants to eat. So between spring, whenever it gets to about that temperature, to late fall, early fall. Early fall, that's about the time you can release snails or actually get them from the outside. I don't recommend just going out to your garden and picking up every snail you can find, but like I said, I saved these two, so I kind of have a special attachment to these two. But you can see they just kind of crawl around. I find them really cool, but yeah, they just kind of crawl around. They're more like not a lizard. I guess a lizard has a bit more they don't really have, well, yeah, I would say they have personality, but it depends on who you're talking to. So I'm going to insert a couple clips of them after I'm finished talking, which I'm finished now, don't worry, of them just day to day, and yeah, so these are my snails. This is Eclipse and this is Solar. So the next pet I'm going to introduce you to is Snapple. Snapple is a white-capped Pionus parrot. She'll be 15 years old this year. I just can't believe it. She was born in 2004. Snapple's story is a little bit different than the other pets I have. I didn't actually buy or adopt Snapple. My aunt got her as a baby from a pet store. And she had her for about 12 years, and you know, she got married, she had kids, and your priorities change, and this one is a diva. So, me and her already had a bond. I had the space, I had the time. She ended up moving with me, and I have taken over complete care of her now. Honestly, looking back, it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I absolutely love this bird to death. We have such a strong bond. Honestly, I couldn't imagine being without her day to day. She's such a character, and she will definitely be on this channel. She will own this channel. It'll be her channel. So, I'm going to put in some clips now of Snapple, because honestly, she hates cameras, but over the time we've been together, and, you know, just having, because obviously my aunt was always my aunt, so, I always have clips of her. Really showcasing her personality. I don't know if I'm going to put it in, probably, of the one of her chasing my dog. Yeah, she was being a bully that day. She is quite the bully. So, without further ado, here's some clips of Snapple. She means everything to us.
Jay's lungs are failing.
Stop!
Even simple tasks.
Stop! You're... Good girl. Good girl. What are you doing, Snapple? Where are you going? You don't belong there. So I'm going to introduce you to Luna next. Some of you may already know her, some of you may not. Luna is a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. She'll be 7 on April 20th of this year. My baby's getting bigger. Aw, Luna. Luna is the first dog I've ever owned, and because I've never owned a dog, my Nana thought it would be best for me to get a puppy from a breeder. This, looking back, I know is not true. Luna would have been, a rescue dog would have been just as fine as Luna. But I am glad we did get Luna. She is a bit of a rescue, to be honest. We were supposed to get a puppy from her, actually, but she couldn't get pregnant, and it's a very long story, and I can't say too much just because of confidentiality reasons, and privacy reasons as well. But, long story short, we took her home instead of a puppy, and like I said, she was a bit of a rescue, and she still is, to be honest. But now that I've seen the breeding world, I definitely recommend adopting a dog, because there are so many dogs that need homes. And you know what? If you don't buy, breeders don't breed. So, I mean, I would never trade her for the world, not for any dog ever. She is my Luna. I love her with my heart. But I have seen the other side of the fence, and I have rescue cats, so I can only imagine how a rescue dog would feel being rescued. So that's Luna's little story. She will be on my channel in probably almost every video. Depends on the video I'm doing. But she is the heart and soul of this channel, and she knows it. She's a bit tired right now. We took her for a walk earlier. I actually vlogged some of it. I don't know when you'll see that footage, but yes. So she's a bit... Oh, and if you're wondering why there's towels all over the couch, it's because she went in mud. So, she's muddy. Well, we dried her off, but she was wet, and she wanted to relax. So, she has towels, and she's sleeping, which is why she's a bit of a... This is why you're not as active, right? And you're looking at me like, Mommy, leave me alone. I'm going to put in some cute clips of Luna now, just so everyone can... you know, meet her and see her personality not just like this. Go, Luna! Go, Luna! Go! Go, go, Luna! Luna, come back! Come here, Luna! Okay, so now I'm going to introduce you to Cleo. Cleo is my old girl. I have had her for 15 years. Honestly, that's like almost my whole life. I'm 20. I'll be 21 in July. So I got her when I was 5 years old. She was 5 months old. She's going to be 16 on May 1st. So basically, I've had her almost my whole life. So that's really big. Honestly, she is my best friend. I love all my animals so, so, so much. They all hold their own special place, but I guess because I just had her so long, she just has that extra little special something, you know? Your first pet, the one that, I mean, you'll never forget any of them, but you'll always, always, always have her, you know, just so close to you. And you'll always have stories of, oh, when I was a kid, me and my cat Cleo type of thing, right? So, yeah, she is my special, special girl. I do want to mention, I'm going to put a little disclaimer in now, that Cleo's time on this channel and in life is limited. She was diagnosed with liver cancer at the end of January, beginning of February. And because of her age and extenuating circumstances, she won't survive. It's very hard. I don't want to get too much into it because I will start to cry. But her health, her health isn't the greatest, obviously. So there are times where I won't mention her, or I won't have her in videos because of her health. So if she's having a bad day, with cancer you get good and bad days until you only get bad days, really. So, I'm not going to let her suffer. I am going to put her to sleep before she has all bad days and she's suffering. Right now, she just woke up from a nap, sorry, so she looks a little sad right now. But, right now she's still having plenty of good days. So until that point, if she's not in a vlog or I don't mention her, please don't get worried about her. I will let everybody know when she has passed, and I will do a video at that point about the cancer and everything. I just think right now, I don't want to dwell on it too much. I'm going to just enjoy her while I have her. And she'll be in the vlogs, and she'll be in the videos when she can, when she's feeling up to it. I'm not going to push her, make her do weird things. I'm not going to make any of my animals do weird things, actually, but I'm not going to push her, especially to be in a video, if she's not feeling well. So, that's just a little about Cleo. And I know it's sad, but don't feel sad for her. She has had such a good life. I honestly have spoiled this cat rotten. She is when it comes to getting things, she's a brat because she's gotten so spoiled. So she likes to get her own way. She's also a female. So maybe that says something there, maybe. I'm going to zoom in. I am going to put in some clips now of Cleo in her younger, more healthier days, just so you guys can really see her in her prime and just see why everyone that's ever met her has fallen in love with her. So I'm going to do that now.
Let's imagine Elmo comes and switch Elmo's hat, and he sings and plays.
Okay, so I apologize for the lighting. Milquetoast doesn't seem to really want to cooperate here. But he's one of my pets, so he's going to be in this video. So, I was gonna say I'm going to introduce you to Milquetoast, but I kind of just gave his name away. So I adopted Milquetoast as a baby. He was 2 or 3 months old. He could fit literally in the palm of my hand. He was so small. We were separated. Almost. I've had him for. He was 7.5. He's 9 now. He'll be 10 in August. We were separated when he was about 7.5, and we weren't reunited until, like I said, he was 9. It was in September of last year. So it was a long time. It was extenuating circumstances. It's a story that I'm going to dive into a little bit more in another video that's coming specifically about him. But I'm not going to give away too many details because it is a sensitive issue and there's a privacy part to it as well. So, a fact about Milquetoast. Milquetoast has FVR, which is feline herpes. There's another name. I'm going to, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to look it up on Google how to pronounce it. And in the FVR video that's coming, it is coming. It's going to be made within the next couple weeks and then hopefully posted a week after. So the next 3 weeks you'll see that video. I will have, I'll have the name and how to pronounce it there, but basically it's feline herpes. It's not like human herpes, it's a respiratory disease, and it's very different from feline herpes in the way it affects them. But that's a whole other video, so I'm not going to dive into that too much right now. But yeah, so Milquetoast does have FVR. And the only other thing I'm going to say about Milquetoast right now, just because he has his own video coming, so a lot more details will be talked about there, is how Milquetoast got his name Milquetoast. So, when we adopted him, and for most of his life, his name was Turtle, but when we were reunited, because that's not a name that I particularly liked, I never really wanted to call him Turtle, but I wasn't given the choice, so I wanted to change his name. And I was looking at names. I wanted to be different. I like names that aren't normal, are different from what everyone, I didn't want to name him Oscar or something, that's such a common name. I was on YouTube, and I was also looking at how to introduce, because I had Cleo, which you'll meet in a minute, and I wanted to know how to introduce him to Cleo, and I came across this video from a YouTuber named Stacy Vlogs. She also has a gaming channel, Stacy Plays, and she had a cat named Milquetoast. And I loved the name. I didn't know what it meant, but I loved the name. And I thought, well, that's really cool. But I didn't really want to copy her, and, I didn't want to be predictable. So I left it be. Then I ended up, something came up, and I remembered the name. Oh, because, so my other cat was being a wimp, Jimmy. He was being a scaredy cat. He was being chased. And my Nana said, oh, he's such a Milquetoast. And I thought, well, what does Milquetoast mean? Well, it means scaredy cat or wimp or something along those lines. Well, when Milquetoast here came, he was a huge Milquetoast. He was a ginormous Milquetoast. He wouldn't even, come out from, he had just hidden himself in a corner of a room, and he was just he was really, really, really sick, but he was just beside himself, and I thought, why are you being such a Milquetoast? And then it clicked, and I'd totally forgotten about the YouTuber, but that is actually where I found the name from, and yeah, so he is a Milquetoast because his name is Milquetoast because he's a Milquetoast, so he fits his name absolutely to a T. I don't call him Milquetoast all that often. I generally call him Milk or Mr. Milk. Sometimes I call him Toast, but generally just Milk. That's usually what I call him by. He does come to Milquetoast or Milk. He doesn't really come to Mr. Milk, and he definitely doesn't come to Toast. So, but yeah, his name is Milquetoast. I definitely recommend watching Stacy Vlogs or Stacy Plays, because Stacy Plays is her gaming channel. But actually, she's hilarious. She cracks me up so much. So, thanks, Stacy, if you ever see this video, for the name, because he definitely suits it. So, Yeah, that's Milquetoast. Milquetoast. Oh, I'm going to put in some clips now of Milquetoast just day to day, that not in the sun, where you can actually see what he looks like outside of Milquetoast. What is this? Well, that's the end of this video. I hope everyone enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed making it. Like I said at the beginning, my pets are such a huge part of this channel. They'll probably be in almost every video on this channel, which is why I thought I should introduce them to everybody. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to know exactly when I post my videos, please hit that bell notification button. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Luna loves you. Adopt, don't shop.